I've been doing this for years. I know exactly what it means when a title company calls you 10 minutes before you're supposed to close.
And that happens way more than people realize.
Way more, and it never has to. The person next to me has been at a lot of closing tables in the last 12 months. They've seen deals close beautifully. They've seen deals fall apart at the last minute, and they can tell you the difference almost always traces back to something that happened or didn't happen in 30 days before closing. Here's what buyers never get told about that window and why it matters more about the closing day itself. You go under contract, the celebration is real. But while you're mentally placing furniture, there are 4 different parties working a 30-day timeline on your behalf. And one wrong move before and during that window can stop the whole thing.
Forever.
And ever. He needs me, I don't need him. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. No, I need him. I need people on that side to keep their people in line. So when you have a team that you can speak to and I can explain things to, and he's like, all right, so what's the next step? We game plan together, we work together.
Problem solve.
Yeah, we problem solve and we get it to the closing table. All right, Chris, tell me about some horror stories. Not with me, but tell me about your experience outside of Renaissance.
I think it's like all professions, you have the good, the bad, and the ugly. I wouldn't say necessarily that there are fabulous title companies, mediocre title companies, and horrible title companies. I think it's consistently who's the best, who is consistent in communication, who doesn't drop the ball the least. You know, in real estate, you're gonna have punches in the face, some wild random hairs that happen, some last minute balls drop on all sides. I mean, with you having so many people involved in one transaction, things are gonna get messy. I think one of the worst experiences I ever had was a title company didn't talk to my client the whole entire transaction.
How'd they get to the table?
By bugging them continuously and finally having them communicate when we're doing something. Communication is key, being a master at your craft, being knowledgeable. You know, you have a problem, there are probably at least 3 different solutions that you can pick from, and it's always, you know, which one's best. By having the knowledge, by having the skill set, practice, experience, you're able to maneuver a process or maneuver a transaction and go down different paths to pick the best outcome for your client.
I feel like your cancel rate's very slim compared to some other agent.
Cancel rate's 5%, last time I looked.
Not for me. I'm getting at least 30% cancel rate right now.
I mean, that's the average nationally right now.
It's high. So let's say I get 100 contracts in, 30 of them are gonna cancel. And some of them are a couple days before closing.
Yeah.
And it sucks and I hate it for them, but they can't keep the transaction together. You do a good job at doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You too.
We always say, call Chris, because he's gonna help us fix it. And
Yeah,
a lot
I
of
mean-
agents don't, so it does make a difference.
But we could talk about the random naked man that ran into the closing, or that time that the cops came and I got tased, or that time that you got pepper sprayed in the face. That was a crazy closing. I'm just kidding, none of those happened. One time we had that client that called the cops on the mover because the guy was trying to move his truck and he ran out of here mid-close. We had to wait on him.
We got it closed. He came back, he signed, we got him back out.
Got him closed.
It was good. It worked out. Did that guy get arrested? Hopefully he didn't get arrested. I think it was a good day overall that day.
Yeah.
I think it ended fine.
The guy was closing on his house in North Carolina and he was using those funds to buy the house here in Knoxville. That was a disaster from the beginning. So we were already dealing with that, waiting on the other title company to get us the fund. While we were waiting there, he picks up the call from his wife, because his wife's still not here to sign, and says, hey, I've got to go. I have an emergency. I have to call the police. Gets up, runs out of the office, and we're just like,
Okay.
We call him and his wife and try to figure out what's going on. He gets it worked out with the mover, the cop, and him and his wife come back here. The funds finally get here and we're able to close. It was crazy.
They got here late though. He signed and then the funds got here. It was a domino effect. There was 4 closings attached to that. His to here, and then this seller to a different, I think to Bama, and then Bama to Florida. And every single transaction was delayed due to the first one. And so we were kind of not worried that he ran out because we didn't have funds anyways. And it was all over the place. But then we had title companies from different states reaching out to us. It happens more often than you guys think. Like the domino effect in title, that actually can cause a lot of delays, or we see contracts get lost because their sale fell out of contract and now they can't buy. And it really helps us as a title company when you send your buyer's contact or your seller's contact, whatever side you're representing, in those emails, because then it lets me do my job a lot faster and I'm not harassing the real estate agent for information that, because some agents just say bound in the subject line and it's just the contract and there's nothing in the body.
Yeah, I mean, we always tell the team over communication is better than not enough communication.
Yep, more information for me, the better. So the
And
more I know, the
saves
better.
time.
Yes, the more I know, the more I can get done. So for me, that's the key. A lot of the time with the buyers too, for us in the closing process, if we have the information, we will reach out to them within 24 to 48 hours and that's it. We get the buyer information and we usually don't communicate again until we're closer to the closing table. And the reason for that is they're getting hounded by the lenders left and right. If there's a lender involved, they're getting emails up.
They are getting a lot of emails from everyone. That's probably the best way to say.
Just like, and I will say my biggest thing with the closing is buyers or sellers, they don't know when they're closing. They don't know what they signed. You know, if you don't have an agent that's gonna go over it with them,
no one reads the emails.
They don't read the emails, they don't read the contracts. You know, I've had sellers accuse me of making them close on a certain date and that's just the contract they signed. You know, you're closing on the 29th, that's what your contract says, and I'm the problem.
It's me, hi, I'm the problem, it's me.
It happens.
Yeah.
And then I have to call the agent and tell them that I made their seller mad by telling them the contract date. So that's fun. And that's okay though, that's why we're here, right? He's a professional on his side, I'm a professional on my side, and we work together so that buyers and sellers can better understand the process. And that's why we're making these videos.
Boom.
Mic drop. I should take my mic off and drop it.
I'm just gonna eat mine.
All right, let's bring it home. The 30 days between contract and closing are not a waiting room. Your lender, your agent, and your title company are all running a timeline on your behalf. Stay in contact, don't make financial moves without asking your lender first, and understand that early communication from your title company is the difference between a smooth closing and a 10-minute before phone call. If something comes up during the title search, and sometimes it does, the earlier it's caught, the better. We're not there yet if we're finding it the day before closing. 62 hours out, closing disclosure reviewed. Wire confirmed by phone, not email, walkthrough done, insurance active. If you have those 4, you walk in ready.
And if you're a realtor watching this, send this to your next buyer who's about to go under contract, not the day before closing. The information they need is in this video and the one before it. And if you're looking for a title company that catches issues early and communicates all the way through, well, that's Renaissance Title. That's been my experience with all of my closings in the last 12 months. So, find a team like that, your clients will fill it. And if you're a buyer who wants a team in your corner, contract to keys, they're Renaissance Title in Tennessee.
Free consultation, no pressure, just someone who will actually explain what you're signing. Links in the description below.
Boom.
Bit improv. Yeah, we like that.
Perfect.